your friends, invite your not so friendly friends. Tell them all that Mayego today. And if you have done it already, thank you. Tonight, it seems that our streaming software or streaming platform would only be, would only allow us to be on YouTube. So our friends on Facebook would not be able to join us tonight or be able to watch this, except if they come onto YouTube. They are having a problem again. Fair enough, it is not the YouTube that is having connection problems. So, read the description, like I said, and yeah, let's get started. Since Dele Farotimi published his book, which has now become the most controversial book, the bestseller. The book is like a tell-it-all book. On this platform earlier today, we finished reading the content that has jolted, rattled the supposed powerful establishment in Nigeria. The one led by the rogue, coward, Babalola, and their fights, or should we call it the fight back? As the popular saying then was that when you fight corruption, corruption will always fight back as well. This is a textbook definition of that. In reality, we have had them, the proxies of Babalola and others who have started initiating different court cases, seeking different prayers from different courts, from Ado Ekiti to Ibadan, from Ibadan to Abuja, from Abuja to Lagos. All they were hiding are no longer hidden. They are now in the open. So this afternoon, a court in Abuja gave an order not allowing the supposed person that they sued to the court to appear to defend himself. Without the appearance of or his own counsels or defense team, a court in Abuja ruled that the sale of Nigeria and its criminal justice system, the book, must be stopped. That is the prayer of Babalola. In fact, the lawyers in Nigeria are in shock that this is the fastest judgment ever in the Nigerian courts. That it's got so hastily approved, no defense, no argument, and the order was issued by a court. Dele Farotimi wrote a book with evidence of the crime of corruption of Babalola. But they still have people around saying it's defamation. It is defamation. What he said is defamation. Because many of them have actually not read the book. And they will probably not read the book. But you have also seen the conservative lawyers, the status quo proponents in Nigeria, those who are the product of the corrupt judiciary in Nigeria. Majority of them are repeating the same line of lies. Dele Farotimi lied, or Dele Farotimi defamed Babalola. But to those of you who have listened to the reading of the book, the content of the book today, Dele Farotimi did not publish speculations. He published facts, date, time, including the case numbers, the names of individuals involved. But they still continue to sort of spread their own lies, their own narrative, that Dele Farotimi defamed the crooked old rogue, Afe Babalola. So because of this, it must have, they must stop selling the book. In Nigeria, according to this court ruling, or this court order today, again, let's roll it back a bit. Dele Farotimi exposed how, when, where Afe Babalola's criminal acts, corruption in the judiciary up to the Supreme Court. He revealed everything in his book. But from the 3rd of December, when Dele Farotimi got kidnapped from his office in Lagos, they have kept him incommunicado. They did all they could since then to stop the sale of that book. Unfortunately for them, their actions have now prompted many of us, tens of thousands of us. Do you want to hear? Dele Farotimi book has now crossed over 100,000 copies sold, which most of it was sold in the last 7 days. So whatever it is that they didn't want the world to know is now in the public domain. We are not going to remember Afe Babalola as a lawyer. The world is not going to remember Afe Babalola as a doyen of Nigerian legal service. Majority of us are going to remember him as one of the crooked lawyers, the criminals that actually criminalized, corrupt the judiciary of Nigeria. That is the legacy of Afe Babalola. So the court in Abuja ruled that the DSS, the police, they can go into the bookshops and retrieve every copy of Dele Farotimi's book. And it must not be sold to anyone anymore. It also ruled that the online platform, like the Amazon, which has received the highest traffic from, for any book on their platform in the last 7 days. So their court order says Amazon should stop selling the book. eBay should stop selling the book. And every online platform that is selling the book should stop. Which means everything Dele Farotimi wrote about the Nigerian judiciary has been proven to be right, to be true. Indeed, he said Nigerian judiciary is the cesspool of a corrupt rogues wearing wigs, obtaining judgment. It is not about what is right or wrong. It is about who is involved. That is how judgment in Nigeria is procured. And he has been proven right. To those of you who have the first and the second edition of this book, you are holding a gold mine. I am proud to have a copy. And every one of you who has gotten yours should be very proud. The book is still very much on sale on Amazon. If you haven't gotten yours, go and get one. Afe Babalola is a crooked gang, right? For example, this particular guy, Kehinde Ogunwomeju, the one that sued Dele Farotimi for 500 million naira damages. His mother is a judge of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. The family of rogues, they are APC. Egbekegbe. His own twin brother, Moyinolorun Ogunwomeju Taye, is a member of Ondo State House of Assembly, APC member. Their mother Elaine Moronkeji Ogunwomeju is a justice of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. All of these guys from the clan of Afe Babalola. So, in their corrupt way, they have denied Dele Farotimi bail in order for them to drive the media narrative, but they are losing. Except for the Ronukus, who are waiting for an apology from Dele Farotimi. In fact, they are telling themselves that Dele is sending people to beg Afe Babalola, which is not true. Normally, to those of you who know better, Dele Farotimi will never have anything to do with Obankparo. We all know the relationship between Obankparo and Afe Babalola. These are two crooked old rogues. One was a former president of Nigeria. The other was his lawyer, or maybe still his lawyer, Afe Babalola. Now, they are using the same rogue criminal justice system in Nigeria to try to shut him up and then begin to send people on to different media houses. But we all know, according to this, I believe this guy is also a legal practitioner, that the magistrate court in Ekiti that denied Dele's bail can never, in all honesty, say he is acting independently, because he is not. Listen to this, and that's where we're going to start from.
The law is an ass. They say the magistrate or the court has the discretion on bail. The matter is a bailable offense. Yes. As of today, they are saying arguing on bail, which is, for me, wrong. Very, very wrong. I expected that he should be granted bail because, yes, the prison custody is not built for animals, but it is built for felons. And when the law, it is the law that will decide who the felon is. You don't judge and decide who the felon is when you have not even had a substantive matter. And that is why at this preliminary stage, you don't expect the court to jump into the arena. The fact that the court didn't give him bail is wrong. The High Court had given him bail. The Federal High Court in Ado-Ekiti gave him bail. They took him to Federal High Court. Now they had another one is springing up in Abuja, but I guess that one is a civil matter. The one in Ibadan is also a civil matter because they came by writ of summons. The one in the magistrate court, obviously, that magistrate cannot, in all honesty, say that he is acting out of his own self-will. He cannot. Because if he does, there's no reason why he will not give him bail. At least give him bail, and then when he perfect his bail condition, he will now come to answer for all the issues. The issue of whether it is a criminal defamation or not, and whether it exists in Ekiti or not, is yet to be fine-tuned. Because I've had one former Attorney General of Ekiti State that says that, yes, the law of Ekiti still recognizes that there's criminal defamation. And everybody will now begin to quote, yes.
Check the laws of 2021. I have empirical proof here. I read through it. It doesn't recognize criminal defamation. It only talks about section 70,
which
where there's a breach of public place through publication.
Through publication. Good. A breach of public peace through defamation.
Yeah.
Which
no, not through defamation.
No, through publication, sorry.
Yeah, so that's not criminal defamation.
Through publication, which, of course, is relying on the Criminal Code Act.
Criminal defamation was not
all right. Relying on Criminal Code Act, and it was integrated by Ado-Ekiti. I mean, by Ekiti State in that 2011 laws of Ekiti State of Nigeria. 2012.
No,
that
2012.
There was that one. I am not arguing whether it is still there or not. Like I said, I have not looked through all the laws, and that's where I'm looking at the issues of policy.
It is bailable offense, don't forget that. But the corrupt judiciary where Afe Babalola wield so much influence, a corrupt judiciary with corrupt judges who are ready to do the biddings of a criminal like Afe Babalola, a man that forged the Supreme Court's judgment because he was promised $10 million over the land of people they wanted to steal in Lagos. He got shortchanged by the Letu family. That's the story. He got shortchanged to the point that Afe Babalola had to even take the Letu family, Pedro Lawal, and few others. He took them to the ICPC for fraud when they defrauded him. Because that $10 million they promised him, they couldn't give it to him. When they started cashing out from the land that he helped them, forged the Supreme Court judgment to get. That book became the bestseller. Something that the likes of Afe Babalola and co would love to remain buried. But it wasn't like a secret. Dele Farotimi only just put it in a book for posterity's sake, so that our own children and children's children will never call the like of Agbaya, Agbaofu, Afe Babalola, heroes past. So that's when they went to court to say the book, the sale must be stopped. But it's too late. Listen to this part.
My opinion is this. Salman Rushdie, when he wrote the book Satanic Verses, the book became sold like wildfire when fatwa was placed on Salman Rushdie. Yeah. If Chief Afe Babalola had tarried a while and maybe allowed the sleeping dog lie, this thing wouldn't have gotten to where it is today. The challenge now is, why would he allow the sleeping dog lie when the dog was biting his soul? That is the challenge. When the dog was biting his shoe and he felt he must rescue his shoes, he must rescue his integrity, he must rescue. But if he had even gone to the extent of filing civil defamation, police would not have been involved. Nigerians would not have heard about this. But the way it is now, there is the NSAS protests, the anger is still in the people. The police brutality, which has not ceased up to today, the anger is still in the people. The problem that Nigeria had between August 1 and August 10, when there was protest and then children were even arraigned in court by the police, the anger is still in the people. There is this in virtually all countries. Nigeria is not an exception. There is this problem between the people and the police, because an average human being does not want to conform to laws, and the police will insist that you conform to laws. In some cases, the police will overreach themselves and the issue continues. The issue now is, if this matter continues the way it is going, because the conservatives who have sympathy for Chief Afe Babalola seems to want to wear out Dele Farotimi with multiple cases. There's a new one that has been filed in Ibadan, right? Now, more, because if you hear the analysis of those by SAN, that one, and maybe more will come.
No, the one in Abuja.
There's another one in Abuja. By SAN Ogumiujo. And even more will come, because they said the book had...
it's beyond Chief Afe Babalola.
So now it is beyond Chief Afe Babalola. And they want to wear out Dele Farotimi with multiple cases that virtually for many years to come, he will be moving from one courtroom to another, answering one question, defending one matter, and all that. At the end of the day, the more that is done, more the cockroaches are being driven out. I keep saying about these cockroaches. The more they are being driven out, and the more Nigerians will hear what ordinarily they wouldn't have heard. The international community will hear what ordinarily they wouldn't have. My opinion.
Yes, so that's why they are having him locked up. Here you get now, so that he will not talk again. Here you get, and before they will let him out, right? They wanted to control the narrative. They want to control what you are hearing. That is why you will see social media influencers, the Ronukus, the criminal lawyers in Nigeria. I'm talking about not criminal lawyers that's a criminal. I mean lawyers who are like doing criminal cases. No, I'm talking about criminals who are parading themselves as lawyers in Nigeria. Are you with me now? So you will see them on TV. You will see them on radio. You will see them writing in the newspapers. They will be trying to force the opinion on you. They will begin to kind of make you believe that Dele Farotimi is wrong. That book, what is said about Afe Babalola is a lie. It's not true. But Dele, you will not hear from Dele. This is what they are doing right now. Lock him up that place. Keep him there. Let's lock him up for another 1 month or 2 months, okay? Then we'll begin to, in fact, it will get to a stage that you will see some people on social media. They will say, Dele Farotimi is begging. We are going to get to that point. You will see, right, where they are going to tell you that Dele Farotimi is begging, I'm so sorry, is this and that. Because they need to control the narrative. They need to make all of you believe that they are good people. And Dele Farotimi is just one angry lawyer who just want to spoil the name of the judiciary. And because of that, they have to use the same corrupted judiciary, right? To keep him very soon. You are still going, one court just gave another without Dele Farotimi present. Just gave another that they shouldn't sell the book anymore. Police should begin to seize the book. Very soon you are going to hear another court that is going to say, even if they release Dele Farotimi tomorrow, another court is going to say Dele Farotimi must not grant press interview. Dele Farotimi must not be seen. You will see bail conditions that will be like, Dele Farotimi must not use social media. Dele Farotimi must not talk to the press. Dele Farotimi must be stopped from saying anything again. Because this is going to, this is just the beginning. Whatever you heard in this book is a tip of the iceberg. The cockroach are the cockroaches of the criminalities of Afe Babalola and the rest of all their gangs. We are still going to be fed the truth. We are going to make Dele Farotimi write the second edition of this book, Nigeria and its Criminal Justice System. The only way to stop him, the only way to make him not to open further cans of worms is to keep him incommunicado and spend money in driving the narrative in the media. But again, it is too late. Dele Farotimi doesn't even have to say much anymore. We say it all. I told you that I'm already doing my own digging about this old rogue, Afe Babalola. Maybe Nami go write another book, another bestseller. Because you know what? Now, we are now looking into all the Afe Babalola's cases at the Supreme Court of Nigeria. Those he represented, those his chamber represented, especially in the last 25 years. We are now digging into them so that we can see how some of those judgments actually came by. Who are his opponents? So what transpired? In that same vein, an American-based journalist released a report on how Afe Babalola helped criminal politicians in buying judgments from the Supreme Court of Nigeria, Appeal Court of Nigeria, Federal Appeal Court. And in that same breath, Afe Babalola shared over $1.2 million. And that is just a typo. So now, it may not mean much for a country that is so corrupt that corruption is a badge of honor in that place. But at the same time, it will teach the younger generation of the kind of people that have presented themselves as leaders or elder statesmen in that contraption. It will answer all the questions that some of this younger generation will be asking. How did Nigeria arrive here? How did things